What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's live stream. You might be a little muffled to hear me. I'll do the best I can. I got this face shield on because this right here is a spitting cobra. They actually spray venom, and they got some pretty good accuracy with it. This is Javar. He's my male red spitting cobra. He's actually the only spitting cobra that I currently have in my collection. And believe it or not, I've actually never seen him spit, and I've only seen him hood a couple times real quickly. These guys are pretty variable in color. Some of them get quite a bit redder than this. Most of them are like a rust color. He's very opaque. He always looks like he's in shed, but he's actually not. And the reason I pulled this snake out to show you guys today first is because our guest today has a species of spitting cobra that I actually hope to own someday. We're going to talk a little bit about all sorts of venomous. So, look at that amazing snake. You see he's not hooding up. He's not spitting at me, which he's well capable of doing because he doesn't see me as a threat. He doesn't see me as a food source. Now, this is still a very dangerous animal. It's fully loaded with venom. He can shoot it with pinpoint accuracy quite some distance. So this animal deserves all the respect that I'm giving it. But I'd like to think that me and him have built an understanding. He understands that I mean him no harm. And in turn, he doesn't want to give me any harm. Beautiful, beautiful species. I'm going to go ahead and hang on to him for a second while I pull some of his shed out. There's a shed in there today. Let's see where you're at there, pal. Let's see where you're at there, pal. You want to climb up. You want to climb up. I don't want you to climb up. I want you to go up. I'll get the last piece of shed off. Beautiful snake. Take one good magnificent look at that guy. We'll go ahead and set him back in his enclosure. He's going to go ahead and crawl right up his vines. My guess is he'll probably shoot right up to the top. That's his favorite spot. Let's get a good shot at that. Look at that beautiful animal. Absolutely wonderful species. I really enjoy working with this animal. All right, I'll go ahead and lock that up right there. Whew. And that's how you start a live. All right, guys, let's get this camera switched around. Let's see here. There we go. All right. Now, I get this all set up here real quick. How y'all doing today? How is everyone doing? Everything's running late everywhere. Derek had an insane. Hold on, guys. I'll get you adjusted straight here. Gotta get everything set. How the heck are you guys doing? What's up, man? Morbid, Levi? We'll have more in here in a little while. Iron Dogs is running a little late. Everyone's kind of running a little behind schedule because Derek had a banger live today. I mean, I'm still blown away at it. Get this adjusted just right. There we go. Let's see where I can see me the best. I got to clear out this dang camera again. Oh, what did I do? Oops. Sorry, guys. That was the wrong button. Sorry. All right, guys. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring our guest on for today. The reason I brought out my spitting cobra is because this man has a species that I hope to work with someday in the future. Welcome, everyone, to Mark's Reptiles. Welcome to the stream.
What's going on?
How is it going, man?
Not too bad. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How are you doing?
Doing good. Been a long day.
Dude, it has. Like, I had a whole bunch of stuff to do today. And then I went to go for a dinner at the mother-in-law's. And then Derek's live popped up. And so I was just, like, consumed into that.
Yeah.
So dinner ran late. And so then by the time that was done, and I had to fly and get back home and get everything set up down here. Man, but welcome to the live. I'm glad I could get you on here, especially it's your wife's birthday. That's crazy.
Yeah. I appreciate you reaching out and everything.
Yeah, dude. I think it was Grim that got me connected to your channel, and I was watching some of your stuff, and I really like it, man. You got a cool collection and a lot of cool stuff that you're working with. I like how you take the educational approach to it. Question I had for you is, what is that hook that you use? Is that like a signature series by you?
These types?
Yeah.
Look, I'll show you. This is something like my boss made. I just really like it. Just, first of all, being able to hang it up.
Right.
But no, I don't know. It just feels good. But he also had an idea of it's like a camera some type of thing for a camera, since we get relocations and stuff.
Right.
Derek, I appreciate that. Look, Derek's great. I love the community he's built, and that's where I met Grim and everyone. But we get black rat snakes a lot. They're so far away that we can't even reach them.
Right.
This hook extends like 20 feet long.
Oh, so how strong is the extension on that?
I'm sure at all the way max, it's probably going to bend a bit.
Right.
But, the other option is that if we don't get through to the people that are calling us to relocate the snake, then what's the other option? They're probably going to kill it,
Right. No, that's sweet though. That's convenient to fit in a vehicle, because like this is my like road hook right here. This is actually, if it's anything that's like 4 foot or under, this is my go-to hook right here.
Yeah.
Just because I love the handle so much. It's like perfect for my hand, and it's that right little distance. I like slide it in my door, but it sticks out. Collapsible one would be nice because it'd fit in the door.
Yeah. So you have that one that's your go-to, right?
Yeah. Well, my go-to hook, this hook is legendary, is this one right here, which is just a standard normal, it's got, you can tell it's been through some use, it's scratched up and everything.
Yeah.
But I've had this hook since I was 12 years old.
Oh, yeah?
And I bought this hook at Daytona, Florida, Expo from Mark O'Shea.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, I mean, it's only special to me, but I mean, that's my go-to hook for anything around the shop anyway. Just because I feel like it's always had my back.
Yeah.
What's up, Connor? Welcome to the live. Derek's Reptiles, Morbid Retix is in here, and we'll have more. Iron Dog's still going over there. He started late. Everyone started late. Derek had such a banger podcast today. Like, honestly, before I get into, like, asking you some questions and stuff, my mind is still blown. What up, Chris? Welcome to the live. My mind is still blown over that live. Like, we could have a vaccine in the future to where, like, snake bites are a thing of the past. Like,
were you aware of what Tim was doing before?
So I knew what he was doing, but I thought he was working towards a universal anti-venom.
which he is obviously.
Mhm.
I had no idea he was actually working towards a vaccine.
Endgame.
Yeah,
That's
that
like-
was a surprise to me too.
Yeah.
That's like a whole nother level. Not yet.
So the red spitting cobra's the only
Oh,
only
what's
spitter
up,
you have?
Boas Balls? Brad, Carol, Shay, welcome to the live. You guys missed a little bit of Cobra action, but we got a long ways to go, so I'm sure you guys will get to see some cool stuff throughout the night. Me and Mark both like to show off our snakes and educate people.
The red spitter's the only spitter you have, like in general? Yeah.
Yep, it's the only one that I currently have. It wasn't something that I actually expected on getting. It was a rescue situation.
Mm-hmm.
I took on an entire collection. Some people know a little bit about it. I'm saving all the good juicy details for the video that I'm working on. But it's a hard video to make. But to anyone out there that wants a sneak little teaser, somebody lost their life over that collection. So it's a tough story to tell. So
That's was it somebody that you knew, like a friend?
nope.
No.
But coincidentally enough, some of the snakes that I got were ones that I produced.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you planning on producing any of the desert horns?
So I need. See, that's the one right there. See, so if you guys were here earlier in the beginning, I said he has a species that I am jealous of, and this is it right here. This is what you guys call a wrinkles spitting cobra. And dude, I love this species. So they have some pretty variant coloring to them naturally too.
Yeah, the beautiful banded one. Something about banding I love, but also black. So they're both awesome.
Yeah, I've noticed, like, when you look through my collection, if it's not wild type, because I have a true love for like true wild type animals, you know. I'm all about black or albino. You know, the closer to white or the darker it can get. It's like that's the way I like to stretch myself.
Good to see you, Connor.
Yeah,
Connor's
dude,
great. I love Connor.
I love Connor, man. That kid, I cannot wait to get down to Texas and come hang out with him. We're gonna go flipping some stuff together. Dude, he's a flip sensei.
I heard that your parents didn't really like snakes growing up, right?
No, my parents, they still don't like snakes. I mean, they have a better respect for them now than they ever did, but it's not really their thing. Like, my dad will come at this point and he'll look in my cages.
Mm-hmm.
Here, let me put you on solo for a second here, man.
Iron Dog's raiding you.
What up, Iron Dog Raid? KY, Ledka, Connor, Benji, J and G. What's up? What's up?
Is the chat up for you the whole time?
Yeah.
We got two screens with the chat.
Yeah.
I got two screens with the chat too, though. I got my kid that catches anything that I miss.
Yeah.
Or he tries to.
I have to like click the chat, and that just, I can't see anything when I do that. I don't know why. I'll have to figure it out another time, but
right.
Yeah.
So what plus you're working with a cobra right now, so that's what you're focused on. But I love how, like, your cobras, or a majority of your cobras, I should say, or your snakes in general, they're a lot like mine. You don't get a lot of the hooding action. They're real relaxed. They're comfortable with you. How long have you been working with that snake for? A long time?
Probably 2 months, maybe.
2 months, maybe.
Yeah.
And was it like relaxed from the get-go, or did you kind of have to build the trust with it?
I think this one just had a good personality just from the get-go. The male's flighty, but not defensive.
Okay.
So
yeah, see, my Black Forest Cobra is really flighty still.
Is that the first forest cobra you've ever had?
This is the first one I've had, yeah, personally.
And it's still a small one, right?
Yeah. So I've worked with my buddies down in Texas, and he's got a pair of them, and the one's tolerable, and the other one's like really, really, really super defensive, will like charge you back and stuff.
Yes, at work there was one that was so laid back you could do whatever with.
Right.
I got one, but I have this problem. Like at shows, I get real excited when I see stuff, and
Right.
I don't look them over well enough. This snake was deathly skinny. When I got home, I was like, man, I should have.
Right.
And that's the thing that bothers me most is that time I picked up sand vipers too, but there was like a hole in the back. Just
Right.
animals that learn
I'm
experience.
I'm pretty picky about where my stuff comes from these days, you know, unless it's a rescue situation, which I don't really like to call this a rescue situation because the animals were all in pretty much good health. There was a few that I seen that were thin to my standards. You know, one being a wild caught squam, which you're going to have that anyway because wild caught squams, especially males, they can be such picky eaters when they first come in. And who knows if she went through like any treatments or anything. So I went through a natural treatment myself as soon as I came here, as if it was like, you know, as if I had just imported it myself. But that one's doing really good taking food. The only other one that I thought was just a little underweight was the forest cobra. But that was, you know, it was a neonate. And I don't think, looking at her collection, I don't think she understood the metabolism of elapid species. So, you know, but that took with them, I mean, man, 2 weeks into that and he was right back to where he needed to be.
That's good.
Yeah. So, but I seen that you work at a rescue. Tell me a little bit about that.
So that, like, I don't like to say too much anymore since like my Instagram's kind of been doing good. And then since then, I've tried to distance myself just so no one really, if that makes sense. I don't need.
No. I'm saying like, is it like, I'm just saying like, is your job, is that like, do they only do venomous rescues or is it just like a reptile rescue in general?
There's lots of reptiles, but it's all types of stuff. And then rescue in the sense that like what you're talking about, life circumstances.
Right.
Things happen. So it's not like very few come in unhealthy, but
right.
Yeah, lots of venomous.
Yeah, it caught my interest because there's not, you know, even when you look at, you know, quote unquote rescues, not a lot of them take venomous. You know. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Another thing is, I don't think other people are honest about the rescue situation, saying that, you know, the majority come in super healthy and taken care of. It's very...
What up, Kurtwood? Thank you. Appreciate the love.
Very small that they're unhealthy. Kurtwood, Venom Wonderful. What's going on?
Oh, I didn't even see that. Venom Wonderful's in the house. What's up, Venom?
But yeah, man, he it's great learning from him. Like that's where I would have probably went down the path of teasing if it wasn't for my boss.
Right.
Like there's over 100 snakes there, and almost all of them are like the ones here that so laid back.
Right.
You know, some have that personality that they're just psychotic. But
what's up, Ashley? Welcome to the live. Pat, Dragon Soul Reptiles. What up, man? How you doing, brother? I'm going to be seeing you real soon. Tinley's coming up fast. Tinley's coming up real fast. Now, where are you located at, Mark? That's one thing I couldn't find.
Virginia.
Virginia?
Yeah.
So how are the venomous laws right now over there in Virginia as far as state-wise goes?
State-wise, pretty good. And then, you know, typical county. Some counties, some don't need anything. Luckily, where I'm at, I don't need anything.
Okay, so they don't have any. Do you have indigenous laws there? Or?
Oh yeah, they used to have it. I think you could have 5 native snakes or reptiles. Now you can only have 1. So if I have a box turtle, I can't have even a copperhead. So,
okay. Yeah. See, so in Wisconsin, we can have 5 of each species, as long as it's not on an endangered or threatened list. So when it comes to the 2 venomous that are here, I'm shit out of luck. It's for both of them. I can't have timbers or sagas.
So 5 per household or 5 per person in the
Per
household?
person.
Okay.
Per person. But the only thing native we keep is fish.
Mm.
And that's something new from someone that donated us some fish. They reached out to my kid loves fish, my boy.
Uh-huh.
He's into crocodilians and fish. And so they had reached out to us. So we have a bluegill and a perch. And right now they're in a quarantine tank, and we're working on setting up this great big one. We're going to be growing out a bunch of plants, and we're going to be adding to it. And I think it'll be cool to have a native tank.
Nice.
It's been interesting. They've been cooler fish than I thought they would be. So you also, I seen in your videos, you got a banded cobra.
Yeah.
How's that? Because that's another one that's on my list that I got to have someday. What's up, Blakers? Welcome to the live.
So, dude, I love that snake. That one was one that the person said mouth strike open all the time will charge you, but she's laid back as can be with me.
Right. Well, and it's funny that you say that because I haven't, like, anyone that I know that has one, they're really chilled and laid back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I find that most cobra species, I don't know how you find it, most cobra species, even if they're really defensive at first, after working with them for a short period of time, if you're really careful with not giving them a reason to be scared of you, they just tend to chill out, like, in general. Most of them.
Mm.
You have that oddball out there that's just cranky and doesn't want to be bothered, and you got to respect that.
Mm.
What was I going to say? I was going to write down a bunch of stuff, but I didn't have time when I got here. I had another question about something that you had, but I forgot what it was. That's all right.
Cobra?
That's the one. Yeah. How is that?
So he's defensive, but like, I always try to explain the personality because the one at my work is so laid back, one that you could probably do anything with. And then even though he's super defensive, he's backing up when he's hooded up, but
right,
it's easy that if I wanted to just keep moving to get him to strike and make it look like.
Yeah.
But I love him to death. It does break my heart that he's like that, but I've had him long enough that if he was one that would calm down, he would be calm by now.
Right.
Mm.
And what's funny is everyone loves the cobra that'll stance up, but I don't like trying to make mine hood up. Like, if they're just being chilled, lax, like, I'm not going to be sitting there, like, shaking around, like, tapping on the ground, trying to get them to hood up. If they are hooded up, I will move around to keep their focus, especially if I'm trying to conversate. Generally, I don't have to because just the usually I'm filming when I'm working with them anyway. Mm-hmm. So the heat's coming off the camera, and that'll just keep the attention anyway, and then you get them really cool shots. Yeah. I seen that, Connor. I was watching that on your one video. It was like, and I was starting to notice from video to video, I was recognizing copperheads by their pattern. And I was thinking you should let your subscribers name your wild copperheads.
Yeah, back to that though. It's so cool seeing his dad join him with this stuff.
Timers, sorry.
All good.
I always forget on Wednesdays to shut my timers off.
So seeing his dad go out with him, that was just so cool to see.
Yeah.
Please be careful.
Yeah, I would never be able to get my dad to go out and look for snakes with me.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, no,
I really have to pull your arm super hard.
Yeah, the closest I can do is get my dad to look at one in a cage, and he'll come like 3 steps down. Yeah, it's weird. They're not about it. Like, I still have family members that won't even come to my house. They've never been to my house because they're convinced that, like, they just run loose and live in my cupboards and, hang out on the porch or something. I don't know what they think, but, like, yeah. I'm like, have you been to the zoo? They're like, yeah. I was like, yeah, well, imagine, like, you go to the zoo and all the animals are in enclosures to where like they're not gonna get to you. It's the same thing when you get to my house. You know, you can just look through the glass. I don't know what they all think.
Yeah.
You know.
You're gonna chase them off with cobras.
I don't know why they would ever think that. I got a lot of sheds to clean up tomorrow. That's going to be a video I'm making. Is
As
cleaning
Prince Reptiles
almost
said,
every one of my snakes shed while I was gone down to Chicago.
That's nice to come back to.
Yeah, that's all right. My stuff's pretty easy. So like, if I want to just do a quick cleanup on all my cages, I can do this whole wall in like an hour.
Yeah, man, I'm loving the setup.
Yeah, I had the cages, man, they're out of this world. I know I make them, so I'm kind of biased, but I've yet to have anyone that's had them that's ever had a problem with them. Everyone like just loves them, and then they call and they get more of them. They just make my life so convenient, you know.
Yeah, that's what I love about them. So are they all connected, or is it just?
No, those are all individual units. I'm OCD when it comes to designing stuff, so you can mix and match them and stack them all different ways, and they'll all be completely level at a certain, at a 6 foot height. Just I don't know. I was OCD about that, so you can just kind of stack them all together however you want. We actually might be moving this wall to a different spot down here, but right now I just got half of it being used up, and then I got some random stuff over here.
Mm-hmm.
And then around the corner, I got my giant gator enclosure that we're just about 100% finished with.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, I had part 1 of the video of building that out already, and part 2 will be coming out.
We got a kennel for
I think this week, maybe next week. I got to check, but we got a couple more things. But I ran literally like 9 pieces of tiles short for tiling the floor on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So had a delay.
Mismatched.
So I'll get it finished up tomorrow. Other than that, man, how has your life been going? What have you been up to, dude? Like, what do you do besides like your job and then your YouTube videos? Do you do like educational programs ever? Do you go to reptile shows? Like,
so like the reptile shows around here are usually on Saturday. That's of course our busiest day, so it's hard to get off during that. But the most education is in person, of course, at the zoo. But the difference between that is people online will say anything, but
right.
they're more likely to listen, be willing
What's
to
up, Iron Dog?
But man, I love making the videos. If I could do that for a living, that's what my main goal right now is.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I go to shows all over the place. I've done that forever. I've bred all different types of things, but now with the cages, I'm always out promoting stuff. Then I got the YouTube thing going, and that's something that I just started about a year ago because I have some other bigger YouTuber friends that were getting on my case about it, and so I was like, fine, because I wasn't really into it at first. I felt awkward in front of the camera, and then eventually I was just like, you know what, I'm just having fun. So like, people are either gonna like it or they're not. So then I don't care. And now I have a blast with it. I love doing the YouTube stuff. So
you have been enjoying it now?
Yeah, it'd be cool if something would take off at one point, but I figure all in due time.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, I get really good at editing stuff because I'm like OCD about editing my videos. I try to make them as picture perfect as I can.
What do you use? Your phone?
I use Adobe
on the computer.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm figuring little tricks out here and there throughout it and learning stuff along the way. I have fun with it.
Yeah.
I try not to take it like too serious, but still be serious about it at the same time. It's funny. And then you always catch yourself on the verge of like, should I take up this subject or shouldn't I? Do I want to talk about this or don't I? Because it's controversy can be a double-edged sword.
Yeah, man, I'm tempted to do some controversial stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, let me grab something to show Iron Dog real quick.
All right. What's up, everyone in the chat? How you guys doing tonight? We're going to have a good one tonight. We got a really cool guest on, Mark from Mark's Reptiles.
Look at these massive baboon sheds.
Oh, wow.
Look, I always invert them so you can see the pattern way better.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever done that or anything.
So I try to too, but sometimes they tear and then I end up having to cut them down the middle because you got to do it at like that perfect time where it's not too wet, but it's not too dry.
Yeah.
So don't stick. Justice, go grab that last one that I got there.
Yeah, so sometimes when I find them, or even if I have them out when they're dry, I put them in water for a little bit, then let them sit on the ground for a while.
Yep, I do that if they're dry and I want to open them up. Yeah, I got big Gabby said.
Nice.
We're twinsies. Yeah, this is the one from the video that I dropped not too long ago of my Gabby shedding. I was actually making a different video, and dude, I love the horns, man. It's like,
Now, do you ever see East Africans around?
very rarely, and when I do, they're stupid expensive.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's cool, and I love them, and it'd be cool to have one, but I just can't justify, like, when I see it, paying the money they want for, like, pretty much the same exact snake that I already have.
Yeah, and this one has horns, way better.
Right. Like, just to say, oh, yeah, I got one is about the only reason I can see it. They don't, you know what I mean? Like, I love my Gaboon Viper, and I'm getting him a girl, possibly girls, real soon here. You know, and I'm excited. I like working with them, but they don't trip me enough to want to like get that deep into it to where like, oh, I gotta have an Eastern too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, they're fun to have, and I think anyone that's had any venomous collection for a period of time all ends up with one at one point in time. But it's not something that now if I could get an albino gene, and I'm not even a big morph nerd, but like I like the simple morphs. Like I said, I like albino, I like white, I like black.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a simple guy. Like I think those yeah, definitely. Anyone that's in here that's not subscribed to Mark's channel, go ahead, leave right now, go subscribe to his channel, and then come back and listen to us. Because this guy's got some cool stuff.
Iron Dog.
Good videos. He dumps some nice knowledge on you when he's making his videos. Now I noticed that you only like most of your videos, you're pretty much filming that one spot. Is that like your workspace area where you got like your safe zone?
Well, I just figured I wanted to put, my wife got a bunch of stuff. My friend like did some of the art.
Okay.
I just wanted to put them up and show them off because I appreciate like anything anyone does for me.
Right.
But if I had someone that can film, that'd be better because this sure is boring seeing the same spot every time.
What you should do is just get you a green screen, and then you can like make all sorts of random stuff behind you. Make it look like
the film.
Yeah, makes it look like you're on the edge of a waterfall or something. You know,
just
get
take
it
a
out.
picture of that backhoe and do it for no reason.
Like sharks swimming behind you.
What are your thoughts on that though? Does it get boring, let's say, seeing the same spot every time?
To me, it gets a little repetitious, but your information, for me, the information you're giving out is like enough to stick me around. But I
love snakes.
I love snakes, so I don't care. You know, I'm just always trying to figure out ways to like draw newcomers in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because that's like my ultimate goal. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my reptile family, like, and everyone that I've met on YouTube. It's been an awesome experience, and I can't wait to see like what the future brings. But like, I want to bring I do need to get to 4,000 hours, and I'm like, I don't know. It's getting close. It's getting really close.
You're getting close to it?
I'm like just under 1,000 hours to go, but I got like just over a little over a month before my like big video that I had lapses. So
yeah, dude, I'm so far away. I'm at like 500.
okay.
You know how ridiculous that is? I didn't know that the shorts didn't count. One of my shorts got like 3 million views, and I gained.
seen that.
Yeah, so 7,000 subscribers, and now I feel like that ruined things because those people aren't here to actually watch. They just like that one video, you know?
Right. Yeah.
But it's all learning experience. I'm still having fun. It's still whatever.
Right. Yeah, I had a video that like I said, I got some bigger friends in the YouTube industry. One of them's Emily from Snake Discovery, and I was just over there helping her film her zoo. And I got a playlist of all my videos. I put them all in there, and then I got my lives all on a playlist section, so my lives can all run on a playlist. And as soon as I'm done with my alligator cage, I'm gonna do like I can't remember what the limit is. I think it's like, what is it, Iron Dog? 12 hours you can go live for, but I'm gonna do live video of my gator in his enclosure for like the first little while that he's in there. I see if that helps any. If nothing, it'll create a video that I can run on a separate device to help build up the hours.
So the streaming, even on StreamYard, the people that are in it right now, that's counting for watch time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. The lives. Go ahead. 12 hours. Yeah. So what I was thinking about doing is I'm going to run like a 24-hour feed for a couple days when I first put him back into his enclosure after I rebuild it all. And I'll just have to reset it. What is up? Larissa in the house. You finally made it to one. What up, Todd? How you doing, man? Yeah, we can get there. I'm going to just keep pushing hard. And even if it lapses, like if it comes to that, it is what it is, man. It just drives me to work even harder. You know, I don't know. I'm having fun, so. What do we got here, Mark? And
Black.
Is that your Chinese?
The Indo-Chinese spitting cobra. So
yeah.
Black,
dude, I love those.
So, yeah,
and those stay pretty small, right?
Yeah, they don't get too large, and
like 4 or 5 foot or something.
Yeah, and you've seen the ones that are banded. I love the banded ones, but this one still beautiful. Still a gorgeous snake.
That is beautiful.
And you see this little tiny hook, same type that I've made.
Right?
Have you ever worked with these before?
So only a little bit with a friend. Not a whole lot. You know, it's funny because my work with spitters is pretty minimal. Because it was actually something that I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to get into spitters. Mainly because I got little ones around and I was worried about like, I don't want them to be exposed from such a young age to where at 20 years old they got a hyperallergenic to venom from it spraying around all the time. So the red spitter I only have because it just had to be done. There was no other choice around it. And he's just so laid back and chill, he doesn't spray. It's kind of made me second think it a little bit, but I'm still probably going to hold off for some time yet before I really like get into any type of serious size collection of any spitters.
Yeah, I understand that completely. Even though it doesn't happen often, it happens, and the few times it does, it's just makes me not want to get them anymore.
Right. Well, and it's not necessarily that I'm worried about it happening to me. which of course it still possibly could. But like I said, I have I got my 3-year-old that's down here all the time, when I'm working on gator cages and stuff. He's obviously not down here when I'm pulling hots out or anything. But I can go through and clean cages with him down here, and he's never, we're not coming in contact with snakes. So, he loves everything that I got down here. So the last thing I would want is him, sitting there by a cage that's getting sprayed all the time. He's 3, and then by 16, he's got an allergy.
Exactly. And how old's your other son that films and everything?
He's 15.
Nice.
Yeah. I got my daughter. She's 17 too. She films once in a while. Yeah. So this is a friend of mine from school. I don't know if I'd say expert. I know a lot, but I can always learn more. I learn more every day, like even today. But I appreciate that. It's so funny because I keep seeing her name because that's not like her actual name, and it's tripping me out.
So that's one thing I try to tell the younger generation, or even those that are older that are trying to learn, is to remain teachable. Because I'm sure, like I do, that if you remain teachable, there's always stuff to absorb. Even if it's stuff that works out for you, it's still good to, because that's when that cockiness comes in, and we need that.
Yep. That's awesome, man. That's a beautiful one. I like how much black that one has. Generally, they got more of the white in them, huh?
Yeah.
From what I've seen. That's really cool. Chinese spitting cobra. We're getting all sorts of cool stuff tonight. That's literally your legal name? That's funny. I guess that shows how much I know. I guess it makes sense why you spell it with an I instead of a Y now. But, I don't pay attention to those types of things in life.
The thing with the spitting cobras, although they're annoying, they have beautiful patterns.
Right.
Zebra spitting cobra from Africa.
See, and what I love about those is they start out like jet black with like almost looks like tiny speckling in them. Yeah. And then as they grow up, they get those awesome stripes.
This one was actually going to be a feeder. I literally got 4 of them for $20. They all had kinks in them. He thought they were going to die, so he was selling them for feeders for people that had king cobras and stuff.
No kidding.
Yeah. So there's still a kink in him, but it's not as bad as when it was a baby. He used to be covered in kinks, but it gave him a chance, and he's still growing.
He looks good.
Yeah. And then the other 3 I gave away because I went through something, and I just, the care for them, it got overwhelming during that time. And
I feel you.
Yeah, so it just had I think the best choice for them. Taking my ego aside, I had to do that.
That is an awesome snake. And see what I mean, guys? Everyone in the chat, you see how calm he's working with the snake? Like he's not like making sudden fast movements. He's not giving a snake the reason to freak out. If he has to reposition, he just calmly repositions. And you'll notice that the snake's not hooding up. It's not spraying. It's not spitting, even though I'm sure it could at, in certain times. If you don't give your snakes a reason to fear you, they relax, they chill out. They're not going to naturally just want to tear you apart.
Watch him just spray the camera.
Right. Melt the camera. See, I knew Mark was going to be a good one to have on the live because he's got some cool stuff.
But man, when we talk about the controversial stuff, what types of stuff are you talking about? Just like topics or?
Yeah. topics, things that people. To me, I don't understand why everything has to be so controversial. I think there's enough room in the world for everyone's, other than like if you're doing something abusive and neglect, that's a problem with me.
Mhm.
But like too many things are so controversial in here, so it's like it's tough, especially on the YouTube platform, because the way YouTube is, like things can go south really fast when you talk about certain things. One of them, for a big one for me that I'm gonna be coming out with regardless. I made up my mind about it. Is I'm tired of like the anti-free handler and the live feeding stuff. Like everyone's getting mad about stuff that's like normal.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Do you notice too that those anti-free handler, those bigger reptile people, they have videos of them doing it, but it's okay when they do it?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, and like what people don't understand, and I think this is the one, like everyone always wants me to explain like what the benefit is. And I think it's easier to explain, like we all preach mentorship and training, right? And you look at the people, especially like some of the bigger names that are in this, and you look at who they were trained by and who that person was trained by. This stuff that everyone's freaking out about in the last 5 to 8 years was completely normal 10 years ago. It was nothing to turn on the TV, pop on Animal Planet, and there was Steve Irwin, pulling up some freaking Australian brown with his bare hands, showing to the camera how maybe a twig at most at first until he got the snake calmed down until it realized he wasn't a threat. And that was what he was trying to portray to people. And if you go to like a lot of the Florida keepers, even like the Tom Crutchfields and all the original underground guys from back in the day, that's how they worked with snakes. The snake hooks and tools, those were things that came later in life. Like the first snake hooks were sticks that you snapped off from a tree when you were out, dealing with something.
Exactly.
So, and it wasn't really until like the big YouTube boom that all of a sudden everyone had a problem with it, because now we had millions and millions of eyes on us, and everyone's so afraid of losing what we have, which is a legitimate fear. Everyone knows that they are trying. But in the same sense, there's a lot to lose if they take away this hobby, and governments know that too. They understand. They understand the finances that come along with this industry, and that's what makes the world turn. They take that into consideration.
So, the Steve Irwin thing, I love snakes. You love snakes. I watch that stuff. I didn't go out and do it, even though I love snakes. So people are concerned about kids just seeing it and trying it. The other thing is they're going to try this stuff regardless. So if we come together, that's the stuff that's going to stop it.
Right.
So who really cares what anyone does if we come together? Besides, like you said, the one thing, like if the care for the animals out there, that's where I have a problem with. I don't.
I will say I'm not a big fan of the ones that take like neonates and stuff and just stick them on their hand for an Instagram post. That stuff I'm not a big fan of, because that's not the stuff that I'm talking about. You know what I mean? That's not even really being respectful to the animal. That's literally, in my opinion, at that point, you're showing absolute disrespect to that animal. But yeah, no, I've watched and grew up with that. I've worked hand in hand with people that free handle animals, and I still use tools, because that's how I'm comfortable doing it.
Well, I'll tell you, I am tempted. Like I said, it would be so cool to just film videos for a living, and I'm tempted to go that route, the free handle route.
It'll get you there quick.
Yeah.
If all else fails, you just gotta like go swimming with the king cobra. And I say that with all due respect, because my favorite YouTuber, well, I guess he's not even a YouTuber anymore, but my favorite Patreoner, he went swimming with this king cobra multiple times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would tell you to go watch the video, but they literally terminated Dingo's channel, so you can't even go watch the video.
You'll find it.
But yeah, he took his king cobra in this like big pond. What's up, Justin? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Yeah, now I feel like I got to show something off. Who I got that's easy. Actually, you know what? There's some people that are gonna. There's a couple people that'll want to see this snake because it's been. They named it a while back, and they were asking about it, and he just ate. And he's a couple days ago, so it's good and digested. I can show them off. Because I seen you had a bunch of these too. I have bad luck with this species, but I think I finally got it figured out. I did a lot of talking with Alexander, and I've kind of figured it out, I think.
Alexander England.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a great dude. I love him.
I like that guy a lot. Switch this to solo for a second. This is Keno.
Oh, hi.
And how many of those do you have?
This is my only one right now currently. I had like 3 or 4 of them a while back, and I had a couple of them for quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But then one week I was running short on feeders, and my feeder guy, like I call him, and he comes within like a couple weeks. And me, like, not realizing how slow these guys' metabolism is, I was worried about them eating. And so I had some bigger prey items. So I fed them all quite a large meal. And lost all but one of them the next day because they all had regurgitated and died.
Dang.
And I found out that was like a really big thing with squams, is not giving them too big of meals, not overfeeding them. And the other one passed away like 6 months later, but she was really old.
You can only find a
So,
free
you know, one thing I like about you is you're like me that don't power feed. I'm that way too.
Yeah.
And there's not many people I've noticed that are like that.
No, and you know, that was something I've never been like, well, I shouldn't say that. There was a time in my life that I was like, I would power feed snakes, and it was mostly when I was working with, you know, retics, berms, things of that nature back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't really until I sat down with Alex that one day, and he was like, listen, man, it's okay for snakes to feel hunger, you know? And he was like, and it's okay for things to not be on a schedule. He was like, think of what would happen in a wild. They might raid an entire nest and eat 6 or 7 small fuzzies, you know, and then they might go 3 weeks without a meal and then eat twice that week. And then, you know, and so now he said, the best way I could tell you is to read your animal and pay attention to them, and they'll let you know what, you know, what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost made me take a step back, like, maybe I've been thinking about this all wrong. And maybe I haven't been like focusing on what really matters most, and that's what the animal wants, not what I want the animal to do. And it really kind of changed my way of keeping. And since then I've seen my snakes are generally more active. They're not so like sluggish. They move around more. I get more enjoyment out of them because I'm paying attention to them more.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the other mistakes I was making was, well, I guess not just squams, just in snakes in general, is assuming they don't need as much space as they really enjoy. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Dude, everyone in the live tonight, I hope y'all are enjoying this. This has been nonstop, action-packed, venomous snake action with some good conversation in between.
Aren't these just ridiculous, though?
Yeah.
How insane is this pattern? It just blows my mind.
It never gets old. It never gets old. Especially like day one when they shed. Does yours have like really high whites? Yeah. Those whites like almost glow the first day that they shed.
Their blacks are almost milk.
And just in case chat is unaware, when you see it in person, much more vibrant and
oh yeah. Yeah, the cameras just don't do any justice.
This snake's looking at Iron Dog like because I think Iron Dog loves the gaboons. Could be wrong. He might just like that I dig through the poop to get fangs.
See, that's a thing I've never really like done.
You know, I do it because you know how we were talking earlier about reaching people that aren't into snakes.
Yeah.
It's just I used to love having a big stock. So at work, when there's kids that are passionate,
right,
take the stuff. I remember being a kid and just loving that fact that someone took the time to give me something like a snake shed. So that's what I try to do. And the best thing about online, man, some of the people that reach out to me, it's the type of stuff that trumps everything else. It doesn't matter the negative comments or anything like that.
Right. I get people that reach out to me for all sorts of things. Like, yeah, Iron Dog loves Gabbies. Everyone loves Gabbies. If you don't love Gabbies,
you're not real. Just that's it.
You're not American.
You're not even. You don't even exist.
I know, Chris. Chris is in the chat here. How big is he now, bud? Because you've had him for almost a year now. How much growth did he get? Thanks to you, everyone that showed up to the live and everyone in the chat. We will name a snake tonight yet. I just haven't decided which one we're going to name. I'm still trying to think about it. We'll pull it out when we do. Who needs a name? Someone needs a name. I don't want to pull him out, though, because he's breeding. Oh, we got another one. Is that a little monocle?
Yeah. Now, this is, I don't know if you have a chance, you should check out my breeding monocle cobra video.
Okay.
The parents I thought were Sioux fans. That's what they're sold to me as. They looked, white like Sioux fans. But the babies all came out different colors. And one was even albino. But I talked to Miguel Jolliffe. Do you know who that is?
I don't think. Maybe.
He's the one.
The name sounds really familiar.
Yeah, so he has all these crazy monocle cobra morphs. But
Oh, yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
He messaged me saying, "These aren't Sioux fans. Why'd you tell the person you gave them to they're Sioux fans?" I said, "Well, that's what I was told. They look exactly like Sioux fans."
Right.
Look at this snake's mad at you guys. Probably Iron Dog. But it was so cool breeding them. But I just think I need to stick to live birth because I'm so impatient.
Right. So I'm trying to breed my monocles for the first time.
Yeah, I saw your big ones. Are they sunset or what was it again?
So I don't know because I bought them at Venom Fest from a lady that ran like a roadside zoo or something. She showed up in a van and they were in the back of the van.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, I got this pair of albino monocles. Well, the one is clearly an albino, but the other one is not. Like if you looked at him, you would say, yeah, that looks like an albino snake. But when you really look at him, you're like, wait a minute, his eyes don't match up for being an albino. And then you look at his pattern and you're like, well, actually, if he's albino, he shouldn't have those colors. So I don't know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to breed the two of them together and see what comes out. And if anything comes out like odd, you know, I'll go from there.
One head's going to be albino, two-headed snake, and the other head's going to be leucistic.
It could be. Yeah, I don't know. That would be sweet. The problem is it wouldn't make me any money though, because I would never get rid of something like that.
I know, exactly, right?
Then again, if you had a two-headed cobra and one head was albino and one head was leucistic, I feel like the money that you would make off from every platform period that ever was created would be worth it.
Yeah. Now, what were you saying about, I might have misheard or didn't hear you, but about the desert horn, you said you are planning to breed, or?
Yeah, but I need different females. So I have a pair.
Mm-hmm.
But my one female, she was bred before I got her. And I don't know if she like ruptured something during that birth or something, but she's been kind of like weird in the rear end ever since, to where she gets like built up gases. I got to soak her every once in a while for her to pass. So I don't want to breed her. You know, we made that decision a long time ago that she was just going to be our pet basically and live her life out here as happy as can be. So I need to get a female or two for the male that I have, but it's not something that's like on a top priority list of mine. You know, when the time's right, the time will be right. I got a lot more important to me projects that are way ahead of that, but eventually I'll work with it.
Have you done that big deal yet with the enclosures?
It's coming. So they're the first prototypes are getting cut out literally as we speak.
Nice.
So yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff coming out. So I got stuff that's going to work for, you know, people that are vendors that go to shows. I'm going to have these super cool display setups. I'm going to have standard cages for everyone that keeps non-venomous. Plus we made a few tweaks to the venom proof cages this year. You know, I've been using them for, well, the longest, and then I've had a lot of customers that have bought them through over the last 2.5 years that I've been running it. And, you know, not that I get a lot of feedback besides everyone just tells me they love them, they're the greatest things ever. But I do get some feedback from people because I like that kind of stuff. How can I improve a product if no one gives you, like, you know, it can't all be my thought process. But now that people have been kind of using them, the only thing that was really super requested was they wanted more door space. So this year, the new ones that are coming out for this year are going to have, all right, Iron Dog, we'll see you in a second. They're going to have bigger doors. What's up, Ant? You probably just showed up too, you slacker. There's been like 4, 5, 6 different cobras out already, man. Gaboon Viper. It's all been here. All right.
So you mean a bigger door? You mean the door that, like, you open, right?
Right. Yep. Yeah. So like, the 2-foot just got a bigger main door. Everything kind of stayed the same. The 4-foot, I actually shifted the feeding door to above the hide box. Like just like it is on the 2-foot, and I made much larger doors on the 4-foot cages, which is nice, dude. And I kind of thought the same thing over time. Like, yeah, it would be nice to have on certain models. I wanted bigger doors on them, you know. Not that there's any blind spots. It's just, you know, you want to be able to see it from different angles. But I didn't want to open it up too much to the point where I make the snake feel insecure. Yeah, because that is one nice thing that I've noticed with my cages is there's lots of like areas to where the snake can be on the main portion of the enclosure and not be bothered by like anyone walking around the cage. Like they're not really visual unless you actually like go up to a door and kind of look to the side. And it gives them more security. They feel a little bit more comfortable. A lot of people notice that when they use these, their snakes are more active and use more parts of their cage. Big Wolf is in the house. Finally made it to alive, but that's because he works his fucking ass off. So he's got to get to bed early most of the time. Gotta appreciate that.
Now,
all right.
I'm gonna grab a squam real quick so I can still hear you and stuff. But when you
Okay.
in the trap box, you can see where they are, right?
Yep.
And that's how you know when you can shut it and do everything.
Yep, exactly.
Just have a lamp.
How's everyone doing tonight? Smash that like button. If you are not subscribed to Mark's Reptiles, go ahead and subscribe to him. Oh, you can turn Wolf.
There you did.
Oh, you did already? Okay. I was gonna say Wolfie gets blue. Wolf, are you going to College Station show in a couple weeks? 2 or 3 weeks, I think it is. 3 weeks. See, I've had some greens and I've had a yellow, but I've never had a red one yet.
And they're just so cool. I love Alexander's. His black ones are just insane, aren't they?
Yeah. So my buddy has a black one
Really?
from Alexander.
Have you seen them in person?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've met Alex a bunch of times, and but no, like me and my buddy, he came with me down to a Texas show, and Alex had one black one on the table, but it didn't make it to the show opening.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because my buddy was like, dude, should I buy that? And I was like, yeah, bro, you should. Like, if you want to get into the blacks, you need to get into it now before everyone's into it, you know, unless you just want it to enjoy it, which there's nothing wrong with that either. Dude, I feel you, Wolf, man. Arboreal vipers can be a pain in the ass, especially squams. I will say that the captive-born squams are much easier, but they're just arboreal vipers are touchy snakes in general, man. So he went and he bought it before the show even started, and I get to see it all the time because he lives over in Minnesota.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's cool watching. Like, it's funny how much they change from babies, like, as they grow.
Yeah, and that's the amazing thing, and kind of sad part too. You see all these crazy colors, and then they end up turning green. That's the joke, that the green's so common that even the gold ones turn green, but the gold ones turned red like this. But that's understandable.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You especially like the captive-born ones, dude. They take food like great. You know, this one, he's still kind of picky, but he takes it when he's hungry enough.
Did it take a while, or did it take a while to start feeding, or was it feeding right away?
So I don't know how well it was feeding for them before I got it.
Mm-hmm.
But it took a while for it to take food for me. But now I can get them to take, you know, at least every month.
Mm.
No way. You guys are getting 1 degree down there, Wolf. Fuck that shit. Just kidding. It's like that all the time up here. But I feel bad because y'all ain't prepared for it.
We got 7 degrees.
Right.
We got a whole 5 less than us.
I'm just used to it up here. It sucks when you're not used to that and that shit hits y'all. I hope y'all stay super nice and toasty warm. Babe! Go ask your mom if we can name her snake tonight. I'm going to pull her out anyway and show her off to you. Babe, can we name your snake tonight? I forget. She's watching upstairs. No? Damn it. Did y'all hear that? She said no. Oh, you know who we need to name? We need to name that puff adder.
Yeah.
We should. That's one we got to name. I'm still going to show off my wife's snake. What's up, Bulldog? Welcome to the live. I'm going to show off my wife's snake because I want to show you that what I'm talking about. I'll just bring it up to the camera because she's really chill. I'm just going to switch it to solo now so I don't have to do it when there's a snake in my hand.
Puff Adder's name is lame. I'm making him redraw.
too. Probably.
Should I get or is it charging? This snake ain't gonna jump off.
No, she'll be okay.
Got a laptop in my back pocket. Oh, shouldn't have said that. Copy here.
Well, I just gotta get her down first.
Is Eminem there?
See what I mean?
Oh yeah.
She gets really swole up on the back end there.
Uh-huh.
Here. Yeah. It's easier to show like that.
Yeah, I see exactly.
Come back on me, girl. She, but me and her have worked together for a long time. She, like, literally could care less what I'm doing. But yeah, her back end is, yeah, she's getting ready to poop again, too. Oh, I gotta go the other way. See, she gets puffed up, and then I gotta soak her. It's basically like a monthly ritual with her.
But she's soaker.
Yeah.
That's
But
good.
she's so used to it, like now, like, but she's gotten used to me over time with it, you know. Now my other one, you could not get away with any of this.
Mm-hmm. The other one's the one that you brought out on that video, right? That was cruising on the ground.
Yeah, yeah, he's a different animal.
So that one's your wife's snake.
Yeah, this is my wife's snake. Yeah, and we joke about it that it's my wife's snake. It just, she fell in love with this snake over time with us treating her and soaking her, and so she like grew really attached to her over time. And so this is literally like my wife's favorite snake in the collection. So that's, she keeps yelling. She won't name it. But I mean, look at that nice tail she's got going on there. She won't name it, but she won't let me let anyone else name it. So, I mean, the closest she has to a name is the wife's snake. But I love it. Like, I absolutely do, like, love this snake. It's funny, like, when you get the ones that you have to, like, work with or treat for whatever reason, you just get so attached to them after a while.
Exactly.
Especially, like, once they realize that you're just trying to help them, you know, especially something with, like, her. Yeah, now you want to go cruising all over. Let's go put you away. Go put you away. You know, like with her, after a couple times of going through that treatment afterwards, and I mean, this is just my theory, but I think it makes sense. After she goes through it, she's like, wait, I feel better. You know what I mean? Like, you can see like how much better she feels. And so then it's almost like they're like, oh, hey, he's putting me in the water. He's going to make my upset tummy not be upset anymore. Yeah. You know? And I think they start to realize that over time, like, and that it's really cool when you can take something like that and build a relationship with it. It blows my mind.
Exactly.
And I'll be honest, to be 100% truthful, it's something that I only realized you could even do probably within the last 8 to 10 years. Like, my whole way of keeping, like, changed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know if you've always like felt like that with stuff, or has it always felt that way for you, or was there like a turning point at one point?
There's probably a turning point, but I can't really pinpoint it. It might have been like I said, when working with my boss and seeing the relationship and like that monocle cobra, for instance.
Right.
That snake, I literally, unexplainable. I stayed up, like, I think I got bad feeders one time, and
Okay.
she wasn't even moving, like, pretty much dead. I thought she was dead. I had a massage and squirt out this nasty juices. But, like, when people say you don't care about your snakes, it's ridiculous. I stayed up all night taking this girl.
Yes, Chris. That was the Sidewinder you missed, but that's okay because I know you'll rewatch it anyway.
If you think the Sidewinder's all
Yeah.
you missed.
I'm gonna have Chris on here one of these nights, guys, but he works all the dang time, so it's always Wednesdays. He's usually working, but he's got some pretty cool stuff too. Not a whole lot of stuff, but the stuff he has is cool. Let's we're gonna have to switch the camera view from me because my puff adder is not how do you put it? My puff adder won't tolerate that kind of handling.
Has Grim joined at all?
What's that?
Has Grim joined yet?
I haven't seen Grim in here yet. I actually haven't seen Grim. He's going to be all upset that he missed it. Here you go, Justice. I'm going to kind of put it in the middle. I think I can switch it to solo layout that way.
Am I counting the numbers too?
Yeah. I'll have you put a go when it's time. I have to write the number down. Here's my pencil.
Copperhead.
Well, Grim, when you see this, love you, brother.
Probably a couple in there right now.
Well, the copperheads in there all doing their thing. They all
Can't-
shed, every single one of them.
I can't really see any of them. Except this one that's out.
Yeah, every single one of my copperheads shed. Alright. Let's see here. This snake right here. You can come up here just to see a good shot before I pull them
I'll
out.
clear out my space.
Let's see here. I'm gonna pull them out here and give you a good look, but God, I love this snake. These snakes are so beautiful,
That's really how it is.
but they're like, dude, they're fire cats, man.
When they get big.
Is that the puff adder? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, incredible.
He just shed. So, figure it's a perfect time to show off. Dude, look at that beautiful owl in his head.
Yeah, did you know, I might have taken them for granted, puff adders. They are actually really gorgeous.
So, some of them are pretty blah, but like when you really deep down look at this animal, like they're badass. And I've actually noticed that a lot of them got this cool head stamp that literally looks like an owl.
Yeah, I just
Or
noticed.
ghost.
And it comes out in shed, and you can put that on jewelry. And it looks like an owl out of a snakeskin owl jewelry piece. They're really cool. All right, Justice, get the G and the O ready. Because I don't know how to do the firing squad, so that's how I do it. All right, guys, Justice, you come and watch this. The number is going to be between 600 and 700. And go. And then winner gets to name this beautiful male puff adder. Only rule is nothing demonizing. You know, I don't want killer or Satan or Lucifer.
Or
We-
lame for that.
We want to make people not fear these snakes.
Lame names are also pretty
And while you guys are going, we'll just show him off for a while.
Lots of them got it, but they didn't.
Yeah. No, they're definitely something to think about. They're an interesting one to work with because they're kind of like the gaboons as to where they're not very active. But man, their beauty just is what gets me.
Do they hold their poop in like the gaboons for so long?
Not quite as bad, but they're a little bit more. I feed these guys a little bit more often because they kind of come across food more often. He gets more regular.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say it's probably every like second or third feeding that that they poop. not like a gaboon where they shit like twice a year.
Yeah.
But I will say that these guys got twice the attitude as a gaboon. You know, if you give them their space, like you can see, I'm standing back and he's just got the phone there.
And close to the speed.
You know, they'll relax, but when you start messing with them, they get really huffy puffy, and they strike like, dude, it's the fastest thing you'll ever see. It's insane.
200
Round two, don't they?
per hour.
Yeah, my son was doing some research on it, and their strike has been measured at 225 miles per hour.
Maybe 200. It ends in a 5 and it starts with 2. And it's 3 digits.
I heard Joe's hand moves faster than that.
Yeah. No, the only, you know, I'll tell you what, I would be lying if I'd say I hadn't had a couple what I would consider close calls in my career. And I would say the one thing that has saved me is my ability to read a snake, or especially the snakes that I work with on a regular basis, and predicting it happening before it happened.
Yeah. Now, one of my closest calls ever is captured on security camera. So if I ever do decide to post that, that's going to be a viral video.
My closest call is probably on my intro, and was from a prairie. But that wasn't really a open mouth strike, so I don't super count it as that.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen it coming before it happened. Because if you really watch, you can see like I'm already letting go and pulling back before the snake even makes the movement to come at me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I mean by like the biggest thing I can say to people that want to get into venomous is learn how to understand and read reptiles. Because that, you know, understanding your animal is the difference between being able to keep that animal and that animal, you know, putting you through a lot of hurting.
I should just switch over to my Google and type in the right answer.
No, Justice, you shouldn't do that. Are they getting close? Oh, I can see the numbers.
No, they're farther and farther. They suck.
There's some close ones.
The closest they've got's 3 numbers away.
Yeah.
And they got it twice.
It's because everyone keeps guessing the same numbers as each other.
I know. There's only 3 699s on my screen right now.
But yeah, just like a Gabby, this is typically what you see of these guys.
Ooh, someone got 2 numbers away instead of 4.
And this one's still got some growing to do yet, obviously.
Ooh.
I think
See, as soon as I touch her with the hook, then she starts huffing and puffing.
Is it a female for sure?
No, it's a male.
Oh, notice I heard.
Well, because I'm bad at that. That's why I'm having everyone name my snakes, so I can just call them all by their name.
someone's 3 away, right?
They were. There was someone 2 away at one point.
Someone got 1 away a while ago.
Yeah.
And just a second ago, too.
Yeah, I thought it was 617. So I guess not.
Oh. Y'all have mastered the art of being bad at this. You've gotten all the numbers on the opposite sides, so you just need to hit the middle.
Right?
Oh, Anthony Medina.
Ant got it? Did he? I didn't see it on mine yet. I believe you, though. Oh, yeah, there it is. Now I see it. Yep. Ant. Big winner. That's cool, because Ant's going to give this snake a kick-ass name. This is a male puff adder. Has an owl on his head, which to me is the coolest thing ever.
Or a ghost.
Or a ghost, I guess. All right, Justice, you can hang on to that for a second. I'll show him the number. What was that? 622. I don't know if I got it or not.
You did.
Did I? Cool. All right, let me put this dude back. where he belongs. What did I do with the keys?
Use your foot to put it back.
All right, I'll just show him this cage. But no, you dork, don't do that.
Look at that goofball.
He's a nut job, man. But that's all right. By tomorrow, he'll be right back there again.
Every single time.
Every single time. What's up, babe? All right, let me get this camera switched back around now. All right. Switch my camera on. There we go. I just got to turn me around. So many buttons to press. I wish it was quicker. Or I wish I like knew enough about stuff I could have like different cameras rolling and just switch views all the time. I don't know enough about technology for all
Apparently
that
you
yet.
already know the name.
Do I?
Yep.
Oh, you know what? Big Ant. Absolutely.
Just name it Junior.
Big Ant. He's been waiting to win. It's probably the only reason he comes to my life, so he can go tell everyone that there's a deadly snake named after him. Big Ant.
Wow,
I should've-
Sicario would've been a cool name.
I should have known that was coming. That's awesome.
Sicario.
Yeah, 'cause I like when snakes have names, but I'm terrible at naming my animals. So I decided on my first live I was going to let someone name a snake, and it was so much fun. I just kept doing it every live. And I got enough snakes that need names. I can keep it going for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I suck at naming. I probably should start doing that.
It was just something I tried for fun, and it turned out being a blast. And so far, I've gotten all good names.
Sicario
it's been
means
awesome.
hitman. That's not a good name.
Right?
I thought it was.
Yeah,
a
man.
cool
So you
name.
got any like big plans for your channel coming up? Anything cool? How close are you to pairing up your wrinkles?
So I do keep them together until like I separate them to feed. But
Okay.
hopefully I'm just hoping the male successfully did it this year so I don't have to wait till next year.
Right.
But
Yeah, that'd be cool.
at the end of the year, hopefully. But other than that, man, I'm just trying to, do this video thing.
Yeah. That's where I've been at. Like I've got stuff pairing up and then projects I'm working on, but nothing like too intense or insane, like nothing large scale right now, especially nothing like I used to.
Sicario would have been against the community
Because
guidelines.
well, the cages pay my fucking bills these days, and now I get to just enjoy my animals. So it's more like doing it because I love it again. It's been fun going back to my roots.
So that's your main source is the building the enclosures and everything?
At this point, yeah, I used to be breeding. Like I used to be a big time breeder of not necessarily venomous, mostly non-venomous stuff because that's where the market really was at.
Yeah.
And I went through, phases of like certain things that I had more or less of, but I've kind of bred a little bit of it all throughout my life. And then my venomous passion started getting like more and more hardcore, and I'd talked about these cages for a long, long time. And finally one day the wife like didn't give me a choice. She said it was time to get her done, and I just went for it, went all in. And I think it would have went a little bit smoother had the country not got shut down 3 weeks after I launched the company. That wasn't helpful, to say the least. But I was able to pull through all that and still breathe, barely sometimes. I had to hold my breath from time to time. But it's been picking up, and then I'd say the last 12 months has been my biggest growth, and then what really surprised me is like I haven't been really pushing my product for a while because I had a plastic shortage, but I didn't realize that like I guess it didn't dawn on me that like my following and people that love my product had been growing to a point to where I made one video saying, hey, it's time to rock and roll again. And all of a sudden it was like instantly, like I just turned the phone back on. All, you know, people were hitting me up for orders. So I'm excited to see what this year's got to come. You know, I got a big hill to climb yet still, because I'm still just a small sheep in a entire herd, but I think we're going to get there. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome, though.
Yeah, I wish you offered some spares.
No, I got you, Aunt. Like, I got exactly what you need. We're going to set it up sweet. Your daughter's going to love it. For sure, I got you. Okay, so Cade, this is where I love to like point out the fact that how I constantly say I'm not an expert. I am terrible with Latin. So unless you know the common name of that or which species he's talking about, I'll have to Google the Latin for you, Blair, buddy. I'm terrible with Latin unless it's something that I personally keep. Yeah, I'm sure it's a crotalus species.
Is that your cone?
Was that a Yuricon?
No.
Neotropical.
Yeah.
Neotropical.
Yeah, so that's the neotropical Yuricons. See how you could have led with that. Yeah, no, I don't work with any. Hilljack actually has some. Do you have any, Mark?
I did. And then there's a massive Venezuelan rattlesnake at work. I think that might be a subspecies of them. I'm bad at I think the Doresis have so many subspecies, so I don't know which one. But It's 6 foot long, man. It's massive.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm pretty good with the Latin on stuff that I keep or stuff that I'm researching or studying to keep, or even certain species that I've had. My problem is, and I don't know if you ever run into this, I've worked with such a broad array of stuff that a lot of time it starts to blend over time.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I wish I had one of those brains where I could pick every piece of information that I actually did know and pull it out like on cue.
But there is something strange I think about. You know how people talk about the scientific name and then they don't care about the common name? But
Yeah.
with copperhead, they switched it to two separate species. But
Is that bullshit?
No, if you say northern copperhead, they say eastern. But why is the common name matter now?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just weird. There's always something that there has to be separation about. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, but so here's the thing: the northerns and southerns are the same classification now.
Yeah, and then the broadband and like Osage or Trans-Pecos are another one.
So everything's the same except for Trans-Pecos.
I think there's 2 of the subspecies or 1 now.
Did they switch it again? Because it's been. So this has been like a 3-year thing now. So originally they changed it to just the broadbands, northern, southerns, those were all the same one except for Trans-Pecos. And then I heard that they were trying to separate into 2 different divisions and so where there'd be 3. And then I would have to look and see if they actually Todd might know.
Yeah, I have no idea. And I am going to plan this copperhead video soon. So hopefully if you figure that out, let me know. Because right now...
Yeah, so, Lacey, they are members of the pit viper family. Yeah, I'll have to look it up and check. I don't really give a shit. I breed what I breed. I tell everyone they're just southerns or broadbands, whatever you want to call them.
Mm.
Which is funny, though, because if you look at the northerns, like if you get over into like Missouri, they're obviously different.
Mm.
Like they're clearly a different species. Now I will say southerns and broadbands, they're pretty much the same thing. Let's see here. We got 13 in the house still. We've actually had a pretty decent. Appreciate everyone for stopping into the live and checking us out tonight. It's been fun. Had some good talk. I'm so blown away still. Like I cannot stop thinking about Derek's podcast with Dude and the fact that we could someday in the future have a vaccine that we could give, and not even for keepers, right? I keep thinking about like what that means for like countries like Africa and China and Indonesia and places where these snakes are native.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they could just go get a shot every year, and they could go grow their crops and work their fields and do what they got to do and not have to worry about dying from a snake bite. Like, it blows my fucking mind.
Yeah, man, it's insane.
I mean, it seems like a fantasy, but like it's becoming a reality. It's nuts. Nuts. I can't stop wrapping my head around it. Yeah, okay, definitely go back and watch that again. Like, I watched it live, and I promise you that's going to be one that I watch a couple times, because there was so much information to be sucked up in that 1 hour podcast. My brain couldn't comprehend it all that fast. It was just like everything he was saying was blowing my mind, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, it's nuts. And he's from Wisconsin too. Iron Dog wants to know if there's any Mangshangs at the zoo you work at.
Nope. The only ones I've ever seen in person were at Tom Crutchfield's place.
St. Louis Zoo has a couple.
Yeah, St. Louis has a pair too. The St. Louis Zoo, they got a pair there that I've seen.
It's pretty cool. Yeah,
I'll be
that's
going to Crutchfields this summer.
What's that?
I'll be going down to Crutchfields this summer. I'm going to be taking a trip down to Florida, and it's going to be a blast. I cannot wait.
Nice. Yeah, dude, that might be one of my dream species.
Yeah. You know, but the thing with them is, as much as it's my dream species too, don't get me wrong, is the people that I know personally that have worked with them, they're like, it's not much different than working with any other arboreal viper. It's just the fact that you actually have a Mangshang that like gives you that inner feeling.
And the fact they get massive.
Yeah, that's what's cool about them, is that they get massive. And what I like is how the one thing that is cool about them is how they have such a natural transformation. Like when they're little fire cats. Like, and then when they get big and old, they're just bums.
Mm-hmm.
You know? They're like people.
At least some.
Yeah. You're probably referring to the white lip tree viper or the emerald. There's the emerald tree boas and the green tree pythons. Here. Let's see how mine's. Let's see. Hold on a second here.
Is he checking on a white lip?
Yeah. I'm starting to really like this snake a lot too. But the thing is I like all snakes, so it's biased to say that.
Yeah.
I have a problem. Like, I'll say, yeah, I'm not getting anything new, or I'm not this, or I'm not that. And then I do that.
I have a white lip and a mangrove pit viper at my job. I took them there. I don't know if you know about the mangrove pit vipers.
We got a fresh shed, too.
Nice.
You pull that shed out and then top the water up for him. Yeah. Let me switch this to silver. Here we go.
Nice.
So I can see it. This is Jordison. Another one of the snakes they named on the channel here. But dude, this snake is freaking awesome, dude. Like, for arboreal vipers, this has been the easiest snake I've ever had to work with in my life.
And they have that awesome brownish tail, right?
Yeah. I always forget where the camera's at on the phone. He's going to come and stretch it out here in just a second and give you a look at it. Here, if I go this way, climb up.
Does yours have little banding on it too?
Any what?
A banding, sort of, like a light banding?
So she has this, or he has this like white, yellow, almost like It kind of reminds me of a diamondback pattern.
Actually, like a checkered
On the
garter
back?
snake.
Yeah.
Or similar to like a checkered garter snake. But dude, he's really just a really. This phone's not doing justice, but dude, he's a crisp snake. Dude, takes frozen thawed like a champ. Right off from tongs.
I believe it might be a female.
Think so?
Yeah, the males have a white stripe that goes all the way down their body. On the bottom part, like right where the belly scales will be, a white stripe.
Yellow.
Long.
Is it an actual stripe? Because he has a line going all the way down.
It might just be hard to see on the thing because I
See that? Is that what you're talking about?
It could be. You'll have to when you get a chance, check it out.
Take our actual camera.
Yeah, because he has a stripe that goes all the way down.
Yeah, I can see that. So it might.
But it's more. I mean, it's kind of white, but it's more yellow. But this snake, like particularly, like even if you look at the belly, he's pretty yellow all the way around. Yeah, so he's got the stripes that goes all the way down there. I didn't know that was a sign for them.
Yeah, with them, it's that sexual dimorphism. They have that.
That's cool.
Identifiable thing. Yeah, I can see that pattern you're talking about. It's just.
Yeah, it's real soft, but it's there.
I've never personally seen a male in person. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Female, but never seen a male before in person.
I never sexed this one, but this one came from Fascination. It was one of their captive borns.
Oh, okay.
So they're one of the few people that I would assume are correct. Yeah, no, I see the stripe you're talking about, and I think that's definitely what he's got going on there.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I'm wondering if that gets lighter with age. If maybe that fades out more to a white with age, because it's kind of white, but it's almost like a bright neon yellow stripe right now.
Yeah, it's just hard to tell on my side.
Yeah, I know on this camera isn't doing any justice.
Well, also, it's not full. I'm sure if I rewatch it on YouTube, I see it sometimes, like when you're passing certain spots, I can see it. So I think
it's not like the photos on Google Images.
Yeah.
Like adults.
But yeah, I can see it like right there.
Yeah. You know, and that's definitely like what it looks like from the Google photos. But like, it's not as white as like on them, but I can't see, they don't have any pictures of baby males on there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a baby female.
Yeah, and see, that's not the same. I mean, I guess I could always probe it someday to find out, but I personally could care less.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
At this point.
I think that's definitely a male because I don't know if mine has that stripe at all.
Right.
The
ones I'm looking at online here, I'm looking through a bunch of pictures of them. It's definitely a clear difference. It really looks cool on the albinos.
Doesn't Dingo breed the albinos?
Yeah, but
you only have that one, right?
Yeah, this came from that collection. I'm
gonna give you my female then.
Yeah.
Take it from work and give it to you. I'm not looking for a male, but I've never seen a male available ever. 7 years.
I don't know what morph it is.
Right. What is that? I wonder if that's what they look. Wow, so when they're fresh babies, sometimes that's a squam. That's a squam. Never mind. All right, I'm gonna put this guy back. He showed me a picture, and I was like, "What? That looks crazy." And I was like, "Oh wait, that's a squam." Yeah, he's not a super big striker. Generally, I mean, if he gets thinking food on his mind, that's different. But that snake's been awesome.
They are hatching out white lips in this video.
That would be a species that I would like to breed in the future for sure. Look at this, guys. It's been nonstop action. See?
This is one of the few with names, Lila.
Yeah. I was watching Lila the other night.
kind of cobra is that?
Yeah, I think he is working with them, Cade, but he hasn't offered any to the public yet.
What's that?
See? I mean, tell me there isn't something just like magnificently beautiful about a wild type monocle cobra.
She's just the best. This girl, literally, nothing would make me get rid of her, even like $1 million.
I feel you.
She's a good girl.
Yeah, Levi said that my white lip's definitely prettier in person. That's for sure. The cameras never do any justice.
Yeah, not at all. They are such cool snakes with the massive pits too. I think they have huge pits.
Yeah. Eric, how you doing, man? He's just like, you know what? I'm gonna just take this chair, taking over the live.
Dad.
Love it. Oh yeah. You ever try to feed your monocles anything weird?
Like what? Like that green thing?
Reptiles or anything?
Yeah, I've never tried those Reptiles, but I've fed mine drumsticks and turkey legs before.
Yeah, I think I did the.
Well, the turkey legs I gave to the retics one time, but I've given chicken drumsticks to my monocles before, and they swallow them right down. I've given them fish before. They love fish.
Yeah, I think I actually have done fish before, but nothing too crazy. Nothing like, I think chicken leg or chicken neck, something.
Yeah.
And chicks.
Yeah, Anthony, there's a blue snake that I'm after. Eventually here. Yeah, and what's funny is I should have already had a couple pairs of them, but they wouldn't send me pictures of the ones that they had. They were being all dick shits about it, and which isn't it seems like a super big red flag right out the gate, but this is from like a very well-known wholesaler and importer.
Mm-hmm.
So like it wasn't like they were going to rip me off, but sometimes you get those importers, they'll get the greens that have like a tiny aqua tint to them, and they'll sell them as blues on their lists.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, just send me pictures of them, man. And you know, if they're blue, like there's, you know, if they're true blue insularis, I'll take 2 pairs of them. And they wouldn't send me pictures, so I didn't buy them. And they weren't even really popular at the time, and now they're like a big thing. So I wish I would have just taken the risk anyway, but it's hard at $800 a pair for wild caught. Yeah, insularis, Eric. It was $800 a pair for wild caught blue insularis, is that they wouldn't send me pictures to prove that they were true blues. So I mean, who can blame a guy for not buying them?
The most dangerous snake in Thailand, Asian vine snake. Who's dangerous snakes in Thailand? Asian vine snake.
I don't know which rainbow boa you're talking about. There's a lot of snakes that have rainbow. I mean, there's the Brazilian rainbow boas. Actually, there's a couple different species. You know, you got your Colombians, your Brazilians, Argentines. There's a bunch of regular other snakes that just have rainbow effects on them. I don't know which one you're talking about. Probably just the Brazilian rainbow boas. I've kept those before. I have a couple friends that breed them. They're a fun snake. They're really pretty.
Does Cade keep venomous?
Yeah.
Quite a bit, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's got quite a bit, actually.
Cade, were you in my lot today?
So as far as that, I don't know the answer to that, but I don't think so, because I think the blues are a locale thing. I think. I don't know enough about the species as far as that detail to know, but I think it's a locale thing on those. because the blues come from the Komodo Island, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cade. I thought I recognized your name. Does Cade post videos too?
I think he has a couple videos on there.
I'll check.
I'll be honest with you. I've been so busy the last couple weeks. I've had a hard time keeping up on everyone's stuff.
Does not have any.
Yeah, I'm exactly.
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
he doesn't have any videos. I was gonna say, like, usually I recognize people's videos. I didn't know if he had a couple or not.
I went through that
Oh,
spree.
is Moon in here? What up, Moon?
I went through a spree of doing just the shorts. I have 25,000 watch time hour, but it's the shorts.
No shit.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
So I've been just
Don't you have
putting out.
one, like really, really big one?
So you haven't. So like, even like the massive like subscriber are those people just coming back to watch your shorts over and over? They're not coming back for your regular videos.
I think that's just for that sand viper burrowing in sand. We just saw that one video. And
Oh,
then,
okay.
I was getting like 100 minimum at the time. I didn't have 1,000. Getting 100 minimum and like 400 max regularly. Now I barely get 100. So I think it messes up.
Yeah. So what else? It's weird. Like what I noticed for me, not that you got way more subscribers than I got, but when I had my one normal video, like my 9 to 13 minute videos or whatever that I post, well, I wasn't even consistent very well at that time. I had one blow up because I went over to Emily's at Snake Discovery and I was just helping her build her zoo. And, it was just a normal everyday video for me. And she had put it on her community page and it just blew up. I was getting like I was getting like 500 to 1,500 views on average per video. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm starting to get a following now. Like I'm starting to get some consistency. I want to give my channel an official name. And I changed the name to my channel and literally it went down to like 100 views per video.
Oh, really?
The second I did that. And then everything with like business wise went super haywire and I got like really down and out and deer season opened up and I was like, time for a break. Like, it's not like I was a big name. Like it wasn't like it was hurting me like in an actual financial way. I took a break. I didn't mean to be gone for as long as I was, but 3.5 months went by really fast. And then I finally like kind of got my head out of my ass and back in the groove of things. And I just came out swinging, dropping regular videos and, pulling the lives and realizing I got a lot of ground to make up for. But so my view count has been really like, it's been shitty since I changed my name and then taking the break didn't help. But now that I've been more consistent and regular and I really push my stuff too, like I share my videos on Facebook and stuff to the point of being annoying. And like I've tried to like test it out too and see like the difference in my view counts of like if I don't share it out at all compared to if I only share it to a couple places compared to if I just flood my feed, because I was like curious about it. It literally makes a huge difference. Like when I share it to all the reptile groups that I have, which I'm surprised I haven't got kicked out of some of them because I have like certain groups and I just forget when I'm going through and clicking all the groups to share my video out to, I forget certain ones that don't allow it. And they'll be like, your post was denied by admin for this reason. It looks and they've like denied it like 50 fucking times. I can't believe they haven't kicked me out of their group yet, but I don't pay attention. But the more that people see it, even if you only pull 5 or 10 people from a group or even one person from a group, that's an extra view, possibly an extra subscriber, maybe another share, that it all starts to add up.
Do you post the shorts, the vertical short videos?
I just figured, so I was doing shorts the whole time, but they weren't counting as shorts or going into the short reel because I didn't know about the whole vertical rule. So I was like,
do that, man. I said I wouldn't do that from my experience.
Yeah.
Until you're like monetized, maybe that'll probably be better. But like I said, if there's people don't watch, I think it doesn't push your stuff out. If you have 8,000 subscribers like me, and it's
right,
people aren't watching, then
generally with my shorts though are usually like a piece of a video that's coming out. It's almost like a teaser to a video, and so I always make sure I add like an end screen, where they can go to the full video, or I put something super dramatic as an end screen, like something with like a crazy title and thumbnail on there to like really get them to click onto the channel. Because you are right. I have noticed that you got to get them from the short to a standard video. And it's not that they're not coming back. Just most people don't go searching for certain people to see their videos. You know, they're just flipping through, and whatever the fucking algorithm feed shows them and they're recommended and draws to them is what they're clicking on. You know, so if they, and I don't really know how the science works behind it because I'm still figuring it out. But you know, if their algorithm's showing them shorts all the time, it's not going to be popping in your long videos. You know what I mean?
No, the way you're saying it, yeah, there's so many things. So yeah, the getting them a teaser to actually watch the full video is probably a good thing. But
then again, I gotta think about times.
Chris, no, she's got the cast off. Actually, she's supposed to still be wearing the boot thing, but that thing causes more trouble than it's worth. So she's just chilling upstairs right now, watching us on the TV up there. Generally, the wife would be down here with all that, but since she's down a leg, if something were to go astray, she can't escape. So it's just safety first. It's better for her to be up there. Kate asked if you have any true Caracetes.
that's what I thought you had.
That is what I have. He asked if you had it.
No, I don't, but I'm about to get I say Cerastus, but I probably say it wrong. Cerastus vipera.
I say them all wrong. Like I said, I'm not a Latin prude, so as long as it's close, I call it good enough.
But that's what I want, Cade. That's probably one of my favorite vipers.
Yeah. No, they're awesome. Yeah, like, do you say Naja or Naya?
Naja.
I say Naja too, and people correct me all the time, and I'm like, dude, it's a J. I don't care what they say over there. It's a J. It's Naja. Yeah, and that's a thing. That's like another bandwagon. Like that's a topic that like seems not as controversial, but in some places it's a big deal. Is everyone getting so nitpicky about like pronunciation of Latin? Like,
you think Latin names are bad?
Who cares? Like, if you know what we're talking, and a lot of times, like, we'll put, if I'm going to use the Latin, I'll type the Latin on my video somewhere. You know what I mean? You do that all the time. I've seen it in your videos. A lot of the guys will do that. Who cares if tomato. But I think in any industry, not just the reptile industry, people are going to argue about whatever they want anyway.
You think the reptile industry is bad?
Everyone,
the panfish industry.
Right? Yeah, the fish industry is even worse.
Particularly panfish, because they interbreed and have hybrids all the time and have this species that looks like this species but acts like this one that has this one's genitalia.
He does have a black Pakistan. That thing is freaking awesome. He had it out yesterday, actually. Was it yesterday?
It might have been 2 days ago.
Or 2 days ago now. See, they all blend together after a while.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna have to call it a night.
Yep. No, we're actually about to be closing up here in a couple minutes. I was just about to say that here.
Yeah. I fed the black Pakistan yesterday, so I don't know. I was gonna say maybe I'd bring them out, but I don't know if I want to.
I don't want him to regurge, man. Yeah. You know, you don't want to stress him out when he just ate. If you guys want to see his black Pakistan, go subscribe to Mark's channel, and then go to his live from 2 days ago. Watch all the way through, and right at the end, he pulls that black Pakistan out. It is an amazingly beautiful snake, and he comes with all sorts of piss and vinegar.
Chris is he a venomous keeper too?
Chris, yeah. Chris Nablefield. He's a local guy to me.
Well, when this stuff's posted and I can go through the chat on YouTube, I'm going to subscribe to all these people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and anyone that's new in here, Lacey, go ahead, subscribe to these people that are in here. Subscribe to Mark, dude. Everyone that's in the chat or has been in the chat, dude. Awesome people. I could go through and name them all off, but the list is getting so long. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just have like a picture I show one of these days. No, what I need to do is I need to figure out how to. I noticed that when you upload videos and stuff, it says you can repeat stuff. So I'm gonna get like a hashtag line and like tags to everyone's YouTube links to everyone's YouTube channel, so I can just copy it and paste it into the description, so it's easier for people.
Yeah, and I did a little shout out video, and I started copying all these links. And I was like, man, I got to figure out something else.
Yeah, like, and I'm not even really super good at all the hashtags, copy paste, this, that, and the next thing. I'm literally figuring this stuff out day by day.
Well, look, I learned something from you today or yesterday about that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And dude, I figure it out as I go. And I like it when I learn something new, because you'll notice, you can always tell when I learned a new trick, because my next like 3 videos will have that like new editing thing that I learned put in there.
Uh-huh. Have you tested out posting videos without hashtags and posting some with?
I guess not really, because I did, when I was not using hashtags was when I first started.
So you couldn't compare it really to anything?
Right. So I couldn't really compare it. Now it's just become such a habit. Mm. I would almost be nervous not to put them in there now.
Well, guys, just so you know, I'll ride for all of you. You guys are like, I met most of y'all in Derek's stuff, but like the community that we all have built is the type of stuff that I love. Like, and that's what I want to do. Like, if I ever make it, y'all gonna make it too.
Yeah, no, for sure. 100%. If I ever get to the top, I'm trying to take everyone with me. There's enough in this world for us all to share it. And dude, the bigger the community, the bigger that everyone's like on the same page. And that's when I do my controversial videos. What people aren't going to understand is I ain't really picking a side. I'm just saying, like, listen, we're all on the same team here. There's bigger battles that we need to be fighting. Like, honestly, I think it's way more, to me, makes way more sense to be battling people that are taking the same Burmese python and making 7 or 8 different videos torturing that snake in different parts of Florida where it's not actually found invasively to make viral videos. That's the stuff that we should all be focused on, compared to nitpicking what each and everyone else is doing right or wrong. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that's where the real problem lies. If we can all work together. I mean, the animal rights groups, they don't even got to come after us when we're coming after ourselves nonstop.
Yeah, man.
Like, how do we fight PETA when we can't even stop fighting ourselves?
That's the whole thing.
It's a problem. But, hey, man, it has been an awesome live. I appreciate you taking time out of your wife's birthday. Make sure you tell her I said happy birthday when you see her. It's been a great live, dude. I appreciate you showing everything off and coming and chatting with us. Spreading the love of Venomous to the community. That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you even reaching out. It means a lot.
No, for sure. We'll definitely do this again sometime in the future. I don't like bring special guests on super often. I mean, I always have people pop on, but man, I watched your videos and I was like, dude, I got to get this guy on, man. Like, he's got some cool stuff. I love how your snakes just are so comfortable with you. You know what I mean? And it says a lot about you as a keeper, So I wouldn't be discouraged too much if you're worried about being boring with the same background, because, it's about the snakes anyway. No one really cares about us.
Yeah, exactly. I really appreciate that, man. It means a lot. You have no idea.
No. Awesome. No, it's impressive, man. I love it. You can tell, like, you take a snake and someone pulls out multiple of their collection. If you got one that's super defensive or a couple that are super defensive, that's natural. But if every single one is like that, there's a problem with how that person's keeping. Like, those snakes are obviously fear that keeper. When you start seeing a majority of the snakes are just really relaxed, chilling out, being normal, like corn snakes, you know what I mean? You know that they're comfortable with that keeper and they're enjoying their life. So it's good to see. I like to see that. Let's see. What did Chris say here? That's fucked up. That's super fucked up. You watched a YouTube video where a Guy shot an iguana with a dart, threw it in dry ice, and then cooked it while it was still alive.
I think this guy has like 1 million subscribers too.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. You know, if it's the channel I'm thinking, they got a job to do, and I understand they got a job to do, but the videos like that are just pointless. You know, that's going beyond what their job was.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, man, I'm going to drop you off, say goodbye to everyone, and I'm going to go ahead and end this live. We'll definitely do this again. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this. Everyone go subscribe to Mark's Reptiles. Watch his videos. Share them out. He's got plenty of subscribers, and his videos are so much better than his shorts. If they would only just click on the right video, they'd see what they're talking about. This guy's got some awesome videos. He's dropping crazy knowledge on each species, man. Definitely want to subscribe and watch that. So, yeah, like how fluently calm that you can speak to the camera and talk while you're working with your animals. Like, go check out Mark's stuff, guys, if you haven't already. Go watch a string of his videos. Like, leave some comments. Even though I'm terrible at leaving comments on people's videos, I always forget and then got to go back and comment again. I do watch all y'all's videos, like, unless they're a feeding video, but then I still jump in and I drop a like. I just don't watch feeding videos. Got nothing against them personally. It's not my thing. I don't even watch my own feeding videos. I only make feeding videos so my people don't think I starve my snakes. It's boring to me.
Well, to anyone in the chat still, thank you for being here. Thank you, Joe. Man, I have some collab plans that I'd love for you to take part in too.
Absolutely, man.
Keep in touch with you about that.
No, feel free to reach out to me. I'm planning on taking a bunch of trips, and I'm going to be taking some trips that are just specifically like meeting people, making videos, stuff like that, doing a bunch of collabs. So we'll definitely work something out. And I know I'm getting over to your neck of the woods at one point or another.
All right.
So awesome, man. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
And, I'll see you in the comments section, or you'll see me in yours.
All right. Sounds good, man.
Sounds good, man. All right, guys. This has been an amazing live. Like, honestly, I loved it. We had all sorts of crazy, cool, amazing snakes out. We had Mark on here showing the love. Appreciate everyone in the comments, everyone in the chat, everyone for the questions. It's been a good one. My next video will be out Friday. We didn't have a Tuesday one. Oops, someone hit that bot before we close. We didn't have a Tuesday one because I was having issues with my epidemic. That's all straightened out and working again now. So we'll have a new video coming out Friday. From looking around here, it's probably going to be me cleaning every single one of these cages. Maybe we'll do a how fast I can clean an 18-foot wall of cages video.
So you just remove them?
That would be super sweet. Huh? Yeah. You got it? Maybe we'll do that. We'll try it. We'll see. All right, guys. We'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out.